All right, moving on to yet another category that BB Distribution covers, and that is the ADAS category, something that we've been talking a lot since Monday about. Driver safety solutions, multiple brands in this category. Let's get my friends from BB up with me here so we could talk about drive safe solutions from BB Distribution, the duo known only as Team JJ. What's going on?
What's up, Ben?
Why are you guys laughing?
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Feel like I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah,
it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Minute.
So here we go. Drive safe solutions, big category. Lots of brands that fill this category. How relevant is this category to dealers right now?
I mean, it's extremely relevant.
Yeah, it's a huge market. Safety sells, right? We've kind of hammered that home, and we will hammer it home through all BB's categories. It's safety sells, but we need dealers to start thinking differently, not just backup cams. What other options do they have for safety for consumers, right? Whether it be front cams, side cams, blind spot sensors, parking sensors. The options are limitless.
Canadians
go ahead, Justin. Go ahead. Yeah.
Collisions cost Canadians hundreds of dollars every year. And the second you drive a vehicle, a rental vehicle, or a friend's vehicle, or you test drive something that has all these safety features, or Toyota Safety Suite, or autonomous braking, or blind spot, like you said, it instantly establishes the need for that in that consumer, especially like if they don't have it. And to be able to offer these solutions is a great advantage rather than going out and buying a new vehicle. Right.
So I would like to preface this particular presentation with what I've learned very recently, and I think this is important information for dealers to hear. The ADAS category, and you nailed it, Jaren, in the beginning when you said they need to have a kind of a shift in mentality when it comes to these kind of products, because we all love car audio, right? It's something that we're very passionate about, and we could talk all day about it. We love selling it and installing in people's car. That is a want category. Driver safety and ADAS is a need category. And in order to understand that, you have to because here's the number one misconception right now in the industry and the consumer's mindset, is that they are not aware that this is not a statistic. This is just Ben Wu spitting. Over 70% probably of the products available to them, they are not aware are available. They feel that if I didn't get it at the dealer when I purchased or leased my new car, oh well, too late. Can't get it. When in fact, so much technology, so many options are now available. So I'm really excited to see what kind of solutions you guys have to present today. And that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, and I mean, another reason, if you've ever been in my trainings or with me and Jaren or even you and I like to talk about it, something called trim gap opportunity. And let me just give you examples. So I'm not 100% sure on this anymore. This was about 2 years when I first looked at the stats on this one. But for example, on a F-150, so on a base model F-150, before you could get the blind spot awareness system that was built into the taillights, there was almost a $12,000 price gap between that and the next level that carried that with that, that safety suite in there, right? That's quite steep, and it translates all the way through accessories and video, all the way down to safety features as well. 360 cameras are expensive. Backup cameras are expensive. Thank God that, regulations changed and backup cameras are now mandatory in most new vehicles.
Which is another reason that dealers have to adapt and think of other options, because the backup cam install is going to become less common. But adding a front cam maybe to your front of your vehicle so you don't hit the curbs when you pull up is another option.
Well,
right?
I mean, and let's be honest, like I've seen some of these backup cameras in these screens that that car has it. It's there. Check that box off on the list. Comes with backup camera. But I can't see it. It's 2-inch screen located on the top of the dash. You couldn't tell anything. You get a little snow, a little mud, a little dirt on there, and snow, and you're done.
Snow. You just mentioned, and you're just scratching the surface when it comes to cameras. The camera technology is so beyond that. Just dash cams alone, which we're going to get into a later session, I know, with Mio. But 360 cam solutions, for especially commercial where you don't even have a back glass. There's so many different types. Please I don't know. I'll maybe pass it to Jaren. Why don't you outline with us what we're going to be training on these next few minutes?
So one of the brands that we exclusive again to BB in Canada is Boyo. So we've had a great partnership with Boyo. They offer a wide variety of cameras, but one that we've brought in that really helps with the dealer is the 6-in-1 camera that we have on the table in front of me here. So it gives you 6 mounting options for a dealer, so they can choose which is going to be best for the customer. So that decreases the SKU base for the dealer and gives them more options. So the options are 2 different license plate mounts. There's small cube mounts that can be mounted under lip or anything. There's a metal undermount lip. There's a rubber mount, and this will allow you to go on side mirrors and contour on the side mirrors as well to use as a side cam. And there's also a flush mount available for this little camera that is great for flush mount applications, whether it be in the front or rear of the vehicle, which is just, the options are great for a consumer to really bring down the SKU base for the dealer. And you have that customer come in and maybe the option that you thought was going to work for the vehicle isn't going to work for the vehicle once it arrives in the bay. You've run into that probably before, Justin.
100 times.
How many times as an installer? This camera won't fit, whereas the 6-in-1, you have all those options that you can fit in there.
And again, it just makes sense for your inventory dollars as well, right?
Yeah.
You're not carrying 37 cameras. You're carrying a solid camera that fits, almost everything. It can be manipulated any way you need it, and it's going to give you that reliability that Boyo always has. I mean, Vision Tech's a huge company. They've been around for a long time, and they make a couple things that people love and people use. We constantly get asked for cameras and products by Boyo. So, to have this and, one box, effectively 6 cameras in one, front, rear. Does it have parking lines on it?
Yeah. We'll have parking lights on it as well. And great camera. Another one we kind of want to talk to from Boyo that they do very well is their full frame cameras. We have a few dealers that just love the full frame. This is available in black and chrome. It's a great add-on. Kind of gives that better look to it than just the bar on top of the camera, obviously.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Very cool piece.
In the same type of category as far as drive safe solutions and as well as comfort solutions, we have Accele. And how Accele is really cool. They've been in the industry for over 30 years. They're absolutely massive. They make like 5,000 products, like spread over 8 different category or 8 different sectors and 40 different categories. So I mean, everything from Accele, from cameras with extremely low lux ratings on them to tailgate specific, to Bueller relays, to heated seats. This is just a slight shift on the driver's kind of safety category, is they make a really unique heated seat that I actually really love. If you want to show this little switch. So this heated seat is slightly a bit different than most heated seats that you're used to. It has like a time switch effectively. So when you engage the switch on a low, medium, or high level, it's going to let that seat, run for about 15 minutes, much like an OEM. They do that to protect the seat pad and increase longevity in the life of the seat heater. It does run just much like an OEM kind of function. But the other reason they do that is because they also understand the fact that some people want warm seats without remote starting their car.
Yeah.
And what that means is that there's an actual trigger, an input trigger on that seat heater. It's so hard to say. I always get them backwards. That will allow you to trigger that seat heater without having the car remote started. So if you're in a garage but not a heated garage, you can still come into a toasty tush. Accele is a massive company when it comes to the offerings of what they do. Blind spot as well, rear camera as well, tailgate handles as well. They also make a lot of unique things for the 12-volt industry, such as this kind of display here where they do voltage gauges, current draw gauges. They do HDMI interface, auxiliary things, all that kind of fit into your standard lighter socket knockout or hole that will help you integrate more fully into the vehicle. The other thing that they do is they do a lot of cool overhead things too, right?
Should we bring up this beast?
Yes. So they're one of the only people in the industry. let's do a 22-inch flip down monitor, and they use high quality monitors as well as like install custom stuff, which doesn't really have a case like that, but allows more for yachts or motorcycles, or kind of a like a high end build if you're doing something where you need quite large screens, like even like a limousine style bus,
luxury limos, buses, commercial vehicles.
But I mean, between Accele's massive offerings, they have everything you can use, from even specialty back of shop supplies to very, reliable, dependent backup cameras, and collision avoidance and blind spot as well. And I believe they're doing their own presentation tomorrow. So it's quite a large one. And
Christian will be on CMA Live tomorrow. I'll be joining him again tomorrow to talk about more products that BB carries and cool products from Accele.
Yeah,
they have such a wide range.
Like
Christian
I said,
can talk
over
for
40
hours.
different categories, 8 different brands under the umbrella, and over 5,000 products. It's a monstrous offering, and it just helps out huge with the industry. Like I said, being solution based, we're going to make sure that we have something for you.
Yeah, they Accele actually has 4 different sessions planned out for tomorrow.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
And I think they're closer to 6,000 SKUs now.
Oh wow, that's even crazier. Yeah, I mean,
So you've got Boyo over there, some cool camera solutions, right? And then obviously the beast that is Accele. What else do we have to talk about or showcase?
We got a great brand, another Canadian exclusive for us, Rydeen. Great partnership with Rydeen. They've been great for the past years that we've been partnered with them. They make awesome products. Any dealer can attest to that currently sells Rydeen products. And we also have Ruben from Rydeen that can join us.
Yeah, Rydeen's business is collision avoidance. They are safety.
Okay. That's collision avoidance rather. Ruben Torres is the sales manager for Rydeen, and he's coming into the studio right now. Hey, Ruben.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to CMA Industry Week and our BB Distribution Showcase.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, you might know these two guys. That's Team JJ.
Seen them around.
I'm going to let you guys. I'm going to let you guys talk a little bit about Rydeen, and I'll be back to probably ask a question or two.
So, Ruben, what kind of cool pieces do we have from Rydeen that maybe is different and unique to Rydeen for sure, that brings it from other brands?
Oh, for sure. Something you have right there is going to be the blind spot bar. Of course, you guys are very familiar with our cameras. I think everybody is, but something very unique is going to be the blind spot, the BSS2 LPBC. So basically, it's going to be a bumper style solution for blind spot for anybody that has a truck or something they don't even want to remove the bumper for. It's more of an easier installation. So now you're not removing the bumper, mounting the radar pucks behind there, adjusting the brackets. This is just an easy installation, and it's something really cool because for the past a couple of years there wasn't anything for trucks. So this is kind of designed specifically for vehicles with the metal bumpers. So it'll be something that is easy to install. Like I said, and now you can add to a truck where it had something that had a metal bumper, and you weren't able to get blind spot on there easily.
Yeah,
and now
some dealers also have that fear of taking off rear bumpers on cars, so it still lets them have that solution for the customer.
No cutting,
no
drilling,
no removing bumpers on vehicles. Right, cuts down the install time and still gets the customer out the door and safe with that blind spot kit.
Exactly, and then of course we do have the BSS MI now. So an easier install would be to add that mirror, right? So adding the mirror allows you to not have to mount the LED lights on the A-pillar, and then also have the option to integrate that camera that's on that bar into the mirror that's right in front of your face, right? So you hit reverse, boom, you got your backup camera, and it does have a dual input, so you can add something like a side camera solution, like you were talking about earlier, something that'll switch from left to right. That second option input, so that way you're using the mirror to its full capacity, or even a front camera, something like that.
Yeah, you guys have a really cool system for the side cameras, the CMD 700. So what comes in that kit for that dealer, for that customer?
So specifically in there, you're basically going to get a one video output cable. So it's a Y-split cable, right? and you're basically sharing that cable to trigger left or right. So on that harness, you're going to have the left and right trigger wires. And of course, it's going to have that, like I said, one video output. So that's pretty cool on utilizing dual input monitors. Most of the time, people will add, say, like a backup camera to an older car or something that doesn't have one, obviously, right? And then you also have that second input. So we always encourage people to use these kits to get, the most out of that monitor. I mean, most of the cars now you'll see that have that turn signal camera will be, say, on the passenger side most of the time. But it's always good to have that extra coverage so you can do something like the left and right on that kit.
Yeah, and the module will have the time delay built in to be able to use the signal light as trigger for any of us old school installers that have had to use pulse stretching relays to get signal lights to trigger a camera input on an aftermarket head unit. Yeah. It simplifies that install time again, right?
It does have that, built in for both sides, right? So it's not blinking on and off and you're not driving yourself crazy.
No blinky.
No blinky. And I guess I would say another thing too that's cool right now that we just barely brought out, and I think I sent you a piece to try out, was a speed controller, right? And that speed controller can be used for, it was designed to use for the sensors, but now over time we've seen a lot of our dealers are using it for front camera as well. So to trigger a front camera at low speeds, we have this, we call it the GPS 4000. And it's real simple. I mean, it's power ground, break in, break out. So all it's doing, and with GPS, of course, is you're triggering whatever you have tied into it to activate under 5 miles an hour. So whether it be the front sensors or a parking or a front camera, it'll activate automatically with that piece. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's been doing pretty good for us right now. It's still fairly new, so we're just getting information out there to people. And it's been still solving a lot of problems, I guess you could say, as far as having to add a switch or something that, takes extra work to do. Since you're already there, it's an easy install.
Yeah, because your guys' PSR 4000 kit.
I like that piece.
It offers the ability to do front and rear sensors from the same module, right? So you could have 4 sensors in the back and add 4 more sensors and make it a front kit as well, or do 2 and 2. Different combinations, different options for that piece. That's why it's a great backup piece that we sell.
And that speed sensor will work with that one, Rydeen?
Yep.
Yeah, so that'll tie into that. And like Jaren mentioned, I mean, it's pretty much everything in one box. So whether you're doing front, rear, or, 2 and 2, the LED display, speaker, everything is in there to get the job done in that one box.
I think that's one of the biggest hindrances in the kind of collision avoidance market is the second we start doing stuff aftermarket, the immediate comparison to that is how it works in OEM, right? So, I mean, you guys, your 360 3D is so cool because it gives you that that OEM style 3D kind of bird's eye view of the vehicle. And I think that's one of the biggest problems that we all need to be cognizant of in the industry, especially as dealers and even as installers or salespeople that are talking to customers and consumers. They need to know that, what you're getting, what you're promising, right? Because their benchmark is that OEM, is that factory system. So if we sell them something that's not going to deliver on their expectations, it's going to hurt the brand, it's going to hurt the dealer, etc. You guys redid your blind spot detection system to the way that it detects motion way more like an OEM system now, right? And I think that stuff is really cool and really important. And I think that one of the downfalls of this kind of category, but one that companies like Rydeen strive to continue engineering and to keep it important. And I think that's like the lifeblood of this category. That's what's going to continue moving it forward, right?
Awesome.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, for sure, that's what we do is we work, with our installers and our distribution just to hear them out. And that's why we've done what we've done specifically with the parking sensor kit, the blind spot kit. It just, over time you learn how to fine tune those things, and it just, boom, it's easier for the installer to get it done. And that's what makes it, so much easier to do business with companies that'll do that, that'll listen. I mean, we really take everything into consideration and try to do the best we can to make it easier for the installer.
Great message. Thanks a lot for your time today, Ruben, and talking to us about Rydeen.
Thanks, buddy.
Right, thank you. All right, Team JJ. I'll see you guys.
No blinky. No blinky.
No blinky.
Gotcha. We got it going on now. Yeah, cool. Rydeen, Boyo, Accele, great product selection, guys. I'm going to throw up the codes one more time. Justin, do the spiel. What are they going to win, and how do they get news of the promos?
Yeah, so news of the promos, all done through our BB Distribution Promotions Facebook page. Once again, guys, reach out to your reps. If you're not on there, add us as a friend. If you're not on there, we'll do our best to verify you and add you as quickly as possible. We are running the programs all the way down through till the end of the French broadcast to make sure that everyone can really capitalize on all the special offers BB Distribution has to offer. And then for this lovely session, we're just going to give away a ton of points again. So like again, dealer's choice, prize 5,000 BB rewards points deposited into your banked account. Maybe push you over to the edge for something you were waiting for. Yeah, exactly. Like a lemur throwing dollars.
That's it. All right, guys. Thanks for sharing with us some Drive Safe solutions today.
Thank you so much, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
There you have it, guys. Another awesome session. Big shout out to Ruben Torres from Rydeen, who took the time to join us on that one for some Drive Safe solutions courtesy of BB Distribution. We'll get you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.